What's up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? How we doing today, everybody? Feeling good? You guys hear me okay? Let me pop out this chat real quick. Oops. How's everybody doing? How's the sound? Hope you guys can hear me good. Gonna get into it. We're gonna get busy today. All right. What up? What up, guys? What's going on? Last time you guys saw me, I was sick as hell. I am back. Sip my coffee. Sounds good. Moisturizing unbothered. A Young, King Tut. My guy. All right. What's up? What's up, everybody? Give some shout outs here. Trader SZ is on my stream. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for yesterday, man. I really appreciate that. You are a legend, level to level. I was I was laughing yesterday because I was like listening to SZ talk to hearing, you know, the speed of my voice is you're like listening to an audiobook on like 1.5 speed. I talk a little slower, but I click the buttons fast when I'm trading. So yeah, glad to have you guys in. Rayan, shout out, man. The Young King Tut. Rinsler is back. What's up? Ryan Ferretti, all the homies. So today is gonna be a special day because a lot of you guys seen how I work for the first time yesterday. So I want to dig in deep for the newbies to the channel, and you know, so for all the OGs, I'll start with the charts, and then it's gonna be like pretty much class from there. So you guys can hop off when we're done with the charts. But you know, my thoughts right now, basically the stock market looks like it's recovering, looks like it's trying to front run any good news tomorrow. Just my thoughts in general are, look, they started the year talking about 6 rate hikes. Yeah, right. Not happening. The Fed is trying to get their credibility back. Tomorrow they'll raise rates a 0.5 basis point, 1/4 to 0.5 basis point. Either way, it doesn't matter. Market hikes don't affect the real market until at least a quarter later, right? We got some things that we know are going to happen. We know inflation is going to be higher next month. It's a given, right? Commodity prices are through the roof. So we know that's happening. So the thing that I'm looking at right now is you look at Bitcoin on the charts at 39, right? And the stock market's still sitting at the lows. So if the stock market gets a little bit of its mojo back, you know, I think we're good for 42, you know, maybe. I'm not making any guesses higher than that. But that's just my macro thoughts in general, what's going on. Obviously, the war situation could get worse at any moment. A bomb could be getting dropped as I'm speaking right now. But we play what we see, right? So I want to talk about this thing on the screen really quick because I know I like to put it up because it looks nice. It's fancy looking, but it's pretty simple what it is, right? So what we have here in this right hand side, and this thing is probably the best free tool that you can use when it comes to trading Bitcoin. You can use this for altcoins. I don't really recommend it, but the way that I play my trades, I play Bitcoin first and then decide what decisions I want to make in alt pairs. It's just like, you wouldn't buy small cap stocks if the S&P was dumping, right? Bitcoin is the S&P and altcoins are the small caps, right? So what we have here, right here on the right, this middle lane that you're seeing ticking off with buys, these are perps. These are perps across all exchanges, and basically I have it set to only orders, I believe, over 250K show up. What you have here on the left, these are the spot exchanges. So you have Binance, Coinbase, FTX Spot. That's what you're looking at here on the left. This is just a regular chart showing volume, regular 5-minute chart. And then down here you have CVDs. So accumulated volume delta for the red line is perps, the blue line is Coinbase, the yellow line is Binance, and the green line is futures. And as you can see, futures are kind of leading everything right now. Binance, spot. So, we got a little bit of a spot bid. Binance spot is way bigger of a spot bid than Coinbase spot. And then on the right, you have liquidations. So red, short liquidations, blue, long liquidations. All right. So with that out the way, we'll get to the charts. Shout out to everybody who just jumped in. Shout out to the new people, man. This one's for you guys. So I'm going to start off charts, look at the profile, and then we'll get into EXO, TPO, order flow, and all that good stuff. A little bit of trading light also. So let's get it. All right. So as I was saying before, let me switch to the full screen here. So as I was saying before, guys, stocks are looking okay. We bounced before the lows, kind of held in this area of demand over here, at 4150, and making a nice pump up to yesterday's highs. The real level here that I'm looking for when it comes to the ES is where this huge rejection occurred right here at 43.26. As you guys know, during an FOMC meeting during the day, it is a huge move while he's talking, usually down, and then a recovery. So, it's that's kind of what I'm thinking tomorrow. We might even touch these lows down here and then have a recovery, hopefully. If he's sticking to, 6 rate hikes, we could dump. This could break. And if that breaks, it's not good because there's not much support below it. Looking at the daily profile, one thing that stands out over here, so these areas that jut out at you, that's support and resistance. That is where all the business is being done. If you don't see a lot of volume in an area, that means it's usually a one-sided trade, right? It means that traders were, either selling and nobody was buying, or buying and nobody was selling, which is pretty much, when we look at the Bitcoin profile, you can see that's what happens between 38 and 42K, right? We just sweep up and down through the area. So that's one thing I'm watching. ES break below here, it gets ugly. Right now, we just hope these lows hold. So rates are ticking up here, and I'm keeping an eye on that. Breaking above the yearly highs, and usually rates front run the rate hike, what's expected. I say all the time, from my previous life, like, if you don't pay attention to the bond market, then you're just like, you're just putting yourself at risk. Bond traders, there's like a saying on Wall Street that bond traders see into the future, and it's usually, if inflation wasn't 7-8%, rates being over 2% is not usually good for stocks. But in an inflationary environment like this, you have to hold stocks, right? Because stocks are an inflationary asset. So with rates going up, it's not going to crush the market. I'd start getting worried when we get to like 2.5. If we get anywhere close to 3. One thing you got to remember about the 10-year and just like the overall interest rate is that's how our debt service is determined. So what the U.S. government has to pay back, in their loans, the higher the interest rate, the higher it affects our deficit, and then, our ability to meet our obligations and all of that stuff, right? You don't want to see the U.S. like going through a default situation. That would destroy the world. So, last look, gold still ticking down. To me, that means fear is dissipating. So, I like that. I like to see this right here. All right, let's get into the big coin, the orange one. So, we'll get into the profile when I get down to the 4-hour chart. But as you guys can see here, this is what I lean on when I am trading, right? You can see here this huge area that sticks out. Going back to May of last year, this is the highest area of volume, period, right? So last night I posted on Twitter, I was like, this is like a make or break point, because either we hold here, maybe these lows hold here. Hold on one second. So these lows and maybe these lows and then the lows, right? So we're kind of at this area where we can easily, not easily because we're having a hard time with it right now, but this is the area that we're trying to sweep through. And you guys can see over the past, wicks, quick movements through, that's no support, no resistance. You usually blow through those areas. So that's why buyers are trying so hard to push, but not really getting the volume to do it. So that's one thing I'm keeping my eye on. So going a little bit lower time frame, 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is probably my favorite chart to get the big levels. Because I'm not necessarily a swing trader. I'm not necessarily a scalper. When I trade, I basically try to get the big move of the day, right? So yesterday the big move was up. Today the big move was, last night the big move was short from the Asian Open, and then we recovered. So now I'm in my long from down here, seeing if it can push. With equities doing what they're doing, and you know how Bitcoin loves to have its late night push into the Asia session, I'm going to hold it for a bit. So this is what I'm seeing, right? You have basically, you have this. You have this area here. Sorry. So you have this area here, right? You can see on the profile, Now these little red dots that you see, these are called naked points of control. Naked points of control are usually very strong support levels. Naked points of control, if you look in the book, there's always orders stacked there because they were previous areas where most of the buying and selling was done. So below what we have right here, obviously you have 37.2. Really watching this area right here, which is like 36.5, which is where we rocketed off from here. Below that, seeing a lot of orders here at like, 35-ish. Sorry. So like right here. And then obviously right there around 34. Break below here, this picks up steam. If we break below 34, I don't think we just bounce at these lows, these wicks over here. I think it gets ugly and down to the low 30s. Going back to previous, if you go back to last year, there wasn't much volume down there either, right? So let's just do an anatomy of what we're looking at here really quickly. You guys see here this highlighted region here, this where it's a lot brighter in color than this area. This is what's called your value area, right? You want to buy below value, right? If something's on sale at the store, right? You're like, oh, this is on sale. Shit's on sale. Let me pick some of this up. It's way below the regular price. I need to get a lot of this. If something is overpriced, like if you're looking at this chart, pretty much anything over 42.6 is considered expensive, right? Anything below 35 is considered cheap. Just based off of everything in this range right here. So we discussed naked points of control. This is a naked point of control from when we were at 42.5. So right at 42.1, these are pretty much areas where I set my above. This would be a take profit target. Below, if I was short, take profit target, or an area to get long, an area to get short. That's how I play it. What I like to say about the profile is the cool thing, the amazing thing about the profile is I don't have to draw these lines. They draw themselves. As price moves over time, you got to adjust your support and resistance lines and see where they're at and where, support is moving to. I don't have to do that. It's literally done for me right here with a free indicator. Well, not free, but a built-in indicator on TradingView. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Obviously, go a little bit lower time frame. Look, we're literally sitting on the edge of value right here. This, if you were to ask me what is a Bitcoin worth, right now it's worth 39,150 exactly. So this is what we have here. We have these recent lows, which if we get down there, I don't think hold. 37.2, which is not a very strong area, and I'll when we look at the so look at the profile on the right, you can see the areas that jut out. There was a lot of business done here, 37.6, but below here it's just a slippery slope, right? In this area right here, there's not much holding us up, right? So not going to be quick to long if we get down there, that's for sure. And this naked point of control here, when we go through Trade and Light and we look at the book, you'll see this is where the most orders are stacked, right around the mid 35 area. So this is what we have here. We keep rejecting at these highs. I'm going to get into a short. right? If we can't break like this 4,200 area, I'm going to take a short. If we push up there, no volume, start rejecting, I'm going to fade it. See if this level holds. This should become support, and then maybe a long. Breakthrough here. I'm holding my short down to these lows. I'm looking for at least down here. As my man SZ would say, target 1, target 2. Or maybe even, 30K, target 2. So we got to see how it plays. I think with the strength in the market, without any type of news, kind of macro thing, regulations, something like that, I think we could stay above 35, and continue to try to grind higher. We're just sitting in it's a time of just low volatility, and, price coils up before a big move, right? So if you were using something like Bollinger Bands right now, I'm sure they're really tight. And, those are the type of trades that you take when that band breaks and it goes. So that's my thoughts, right? Hopefully 42, if we could get some volume up here with a sustained move. I think we get a lot of volume tomorrow, people, either up or down. I'm going to be watching it like a hawk, and I'll be tweeting about it. Look for it. I trade on FTX. Somebody made a comment about this yesterday. I saw when I was on SZ stream. It's like, why is he looking at FTX? I trade on FTX, but I look at mostly FTX and Binance because what am I basing all my decisions off of, right? Volume. So I want to know where the most volume is, right? Everyone looks at something like a Bitfinex or, some people look at Bybit, and I want to look where the most business is being done. That's why I look at FTX and Binance mostly. I check those out for big levels. I check Bitfinex for big levels. When we were coming down from 48, the Bitfinex levels are where I got long, and it was a good place to do it. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking here. You got these highs, right? You got these highs. You got these highs. So I need to get a new trading tool. I was talking. I just got the Epic Pen, but I didn't set it up yet with my hotkeys. So this thing sucks. Anyway, 4350 to 4200. These highs. That's what I'm currently looking for. Rejection up here, short, or rejection up here, short. And then I'd be looking for these lows. I don't think this holds. 47.2. And below 47.2, I think things just sweep to the lows. There's nothing in this area here. So that's what I'm looking at there. That's Bitcoin in a nutshell. Just level to level. This one. Break both of those with some volume. Looking for 42. Below, break here. Looking for 35. It's pretty simple math there right now. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing crazy. All right. So with that said, I'll look at ETH, and then I'll do like one or two alts, and then it's gonna be like class. All right. Before I do that, let's just get into the profile in the lower time frame, and just show how you use it to make trading decisions, which it hasn't really been super helpful lately because of this kind of ranging environment with these poor lows, right? So I'll get into it when we look at the TPO, but a poor low, the definition of a poor low is just this wicking action, little bit of volume here, and then a move back up. What you want to see in a in a profile is an area of high volume, either at the lows or the highs. Those are the best trades to take, right? Take a look at 42. Now just look up here. Now you see this huge area of volume, thin below, likely to sweep, right? Point of control here. And price came down. It was holding a little bit of support. But right here, the rejection at this point of control. I mean, obviously you could have shorted higher. But this shut down at this point of control at the high with all this volume up here, that's your short, right? When you have a balanced trading day like this, it's really hard to make decisions based off of this. But when you have a balanced day, what you're looking for, so a balanced day is, I mean, most of the volume is in the middle. So this is a balance. It's not a balanced day because it was a trending day. But let's imagine that the top half is not here right now, right? Or you can kind of argue that this is a balanced day. The best trades are taken outside of value, right? So on this day here, we were just chopping people up. I just know so many people lost money on this day. It was probably liquidations out the wazoo. So this is what I mean by taking trades outside of value. On a daily profile, this wick right here, which there was a weekly VWAP right here, and on this wick, boom, outside of value, quick, no time spent out there, rejection, short to the lows. We didn't break down, right? So then you have this area of thin volume down here. That was your long, right? You can argue that this was a long. This could have been a long scalp, right? So that's how I look on my trades on a daily basis. That's how I use the profile to make, quick scalps, and at bottoms and tops, those are my swing plays. Now let me show you what a bottom looks like. Okay. Now let's look at 34. I will get to the answers as soon as I finish up. I'm just right now I'm focused. I'm on a roll. Let's keep it going. I got the ADDs, so I don't want to lose it. All right. Now this is what a bottom looks like. Trending day down, no volume. Well, it started trending down here, but if you look here, right? See how the volume is stacked at the bottom, right? Sellers trying to push, no pushing down. We're stuck here. We keep bouncing at the daily low. Break above the point of control, and you can see as the point of control kept holding, we were out of here. That's what a strong low looks like. That is where you get the trade that carries. Here is another pretty good low, right? Ton of volume here. At the bottom. Blast it over this point of control. Never look back, right? That's how the profile works. That's how you should be using this thing on a daily basis. Balanced days like this, the good trades are only outside of this shaded area. So a long right here, see how far it goes. A long right here, see how far it goes. So basically, everyone knows how the market works, right? The market moves in legs. It legs up, goes sideways, hopefully another leg up or a leg down, right? So these are called balancing days. So you don't usually get the best trades during balancing days, but if you get into a good trade with a nice low, and we have balancing days, usually you hold those. Those are the trades I hold overnight. I'll keep a stop somewhere down here in case it dumps, but you make a high, and then hopefully you have a balancing day. Hopefully it retraces to those highs again. Doesn't go. That was your long. You can make it a short now. That's how I look at this stuff. All right. So with that said, I'll look at ETH, and then I'll definitely do Luna, and if you guys want to spit out a couple alts, I'm not gonna go crazy because I don't want to do this for 3 hours today. So let's look at ETH. All right. ETH levels, a little different here. Currently below the highest point of volume for this whole range, going back to, the end of January. So this is a huge area of resistance here at 26.15. A break above here should carry. Very thin in the profile over here. So obviously if you were long and this breaks, I'd be looking for right around 27. Next level, this naked point of control around 27.50. These highs over here. You got these lows over here, but they're kind of poor lows. If you look in the profile here, it's kind of thin, bouncing a little prematurely to these lows where you had decent volume, right around 24.50. Below that, you can see this little node right here at 2400, and below that, you break below 2400, you're down to 22. 22 doesn't hold, and to be honest, 22 is not strong support. I think if it gets down there, blast through 22, you're probably looking at, I'd probably say somewhere around here, around 2,000. That looks reasonable to me. Below that, 1,700. So that's what we have now. Huge area of volume here. These highs, 27.50. Above that, I'd look for 2,900. Areas to get involved below for longs. 2,400 looks like a good attempt. I wouldn't really want to long these lows. 2,400 was good support back here, and you got this area. But like I said, I don't think that wick is going to save us. So that's ETH in a nutshell. I'm looking at Luna because that's my alt play right now. So when I trade, there are the guys who are on Twitter and they're just like, I just bought Luna, AVAX, Soul, Atom, and Curve, and like, that is ridiculous to me. First of all, trade management will be a bitch, and like, why are you diversifying your risk so much? If you have high conviction in a play, buy the one that's gonna go somewhere. Buy the one that's working. Buy the one that might make new all-time highs. Like, why am I buying 17 of coins that all do the same thing? You buy the strongest one. I buy Bitcoin. Sometimes I buy ETH when the ETH BTC pair is outperforming, but no shade on any other traders out there, but I think you just make life difficult for yourself when you do that. So anyway, Luna, $50 was the trade right there. Luna, as you guys know, they bought $10 billion of Bitcoin in the treasury. They're buying back Luna coins. They're doing token burns, which is kind of giving it the gas to outperform the Souls and the AVAX and everything else. So that's why I'm playing Luna right now. You see it just hanging out at the highs. This will be a breakout trade. I'm really watching. I don't think it rejects if it gets to the highs again. So you can see here, right here, this is a huge area of where business is being done for Luna, right around 90 bucks. These highs over here. If it breaks down 85, I longed that the other day. But below that, I'd be looking for like 75 bucks. These highs over here. If everything breaks down, Luna is sitting at an area just like Bitcoin, just like ETH, where if it breaks down, it could be a big move down. Sitting below weekly VWAP, I don't want to buy it. So one thing you guys need to know about me is, I don't throw up moving averages or anything like that. I trade based off of where the VWAP is. In my previous life in institutions, everyone knows that if you're working for a big bank, right, you're moving billions of dollars, sometimes trillions of dollars when it comes to the bond market. You cannot buy in those areas that I was discussing before, those areas where way outside of value, where things are cheap, because you will move the market against yourself. So professional traders are paid based on how close they can get in to VWAP. You can see here how it's rejected at VWAP multiple times today. Sitting below. The green is the weekly VWAP. The yellow is the daily. Break above here and hold. That would be a lovely long, probably up to 97 bucks. So keeping an eye on that. But yeah, these lows over here. And then break above here. I'd be watching this area around 97. And then obviously, hopefully carry it over 100 bucks. But, below, pretty much 85 and 75 are the magic numbers for Luna right now. You get way below that, I really wouldn't want to touch it until, maybe 70, and I don't know. I'm just when it comes to my altcoins, I buy them when they're in the doldrums like this. I'm not really crazy on holding something. If I buy it up here, it's usually a scalp trade. It's usually a day or two. Not even a day or two, a couple hours to be honest. So that's Luna. Rune. Okay, I will look at Rune because Rune has been just skyrocketing. All right. I'm going to look at Rune, guys, and then I want to get into it because we're already at like 45 minutes. All right. Rune. Rune was one of my favorite coins to trade last year during the bull market. Pretty much bouncing off of the July lows here, and it kind of hasn't looked back. Breaking above this high area, this high volume node here, the composite point of control going all the way back to last summer. If I was long Rune, and we break back below this $7.20, I would cut it because it can easily just pull back here as it did here. You want to see this hold. You want to see this level turn into support. If I was long here, I'd be looking for these highs, obviously. You're already pretty much at, like, this is 830, if you get up to there. And obviously these wicks over here. Below, see, the problem is when you go up like this, you usually come down like this. You don't really have much support here. If I was looking to get involved in Rune, I want to get involved probably around $6, right around here. I wouldn't buy this. This is just we call that the Statue of Liberty. You don't buy that. So $6, break below that area that I was talking about. That's $7.20. That's probably a good short on Rune, because you break below this VWAP here. That could be a good short back down to these levels, down to like $6. Break below there, basically $5 and $4. Round numbers on Rune. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna get here to I'm gonna get into the TPO chart, discuss that. Before I do that, let me just go over some Bitcoin levels in the book. Right. So this is trading light. What you're looking at here is on the right hand side this is the order book. So this is the order book for Bitcoin and Bitcoin on FTX, BTC Perp. So these are the actual trades that are coming through. I have this set to trades that are only 5 Bitcoin or above. And I also have it set to make an audible alert if it's a trade over 20 Bitcoin. So right here on this 25 Bitcoin sell, I would have got a bing sound. Usually at the open of a session like Asia Open or New York Open, this thing goes nuts. But looking at the levels, right here in the order book, 39.8 is the heaviest stack level. And below, 38,550 right there, which are, you guys can see my pointer over there. And then you keep going down below that. We're pretty much looking at this area down here that I was talking about, 35. That's where the most coins are stacked up. Now, the thing about this is obviously the order books are just advertisements. All this shit breaks down. Buyers pull their bids. It starts dumping. But let me show you an instance where people are actually getting filled and price is about to turn around. And on FTX, we call those Alameda bids because they are Alameda bids. So going back to 34. Now, you see how we came into this level of, well, basically there was nothing here before. You can see there wasn't much support there in terms of orders. Now, as we push back above this level, you see all these orders that came in to support. That's called the buy wall. So price came up, tried to reverse back down again. This buy wall is up here, soaking up liquidity, not letting price break back through. That was it. When you see this, these are major plays. These are the trades you hold for a day or two. We moved up here, tried to come back down, threw up another buy wall, hitting the liquidity, soaking it up. Boom, out of here. Right? I'm sorry, John Ding. I'm not really focusing on the alts today, my man. I'm basically trying to get all the new followers up to speed with everything that's going on, because you guys, half of you are going to be looking at my charts and have no idea what the hell is going on. And I don't want to be explaining things over and over again. We'll do alts next time. So, taking a look at the book. So right now, this is the this is the daily VWAP, this yellow line, and this red line here is the point of control, which you can see the sellers that keep trying to push us below it. We're holding above it. That's why I'm holding my long. If we hold above this VWAP and this point of control, and you can see all the green delta up here, that means that buyers are dominating above this level, above 39. So that's just, tells you to hold your trade for a little bit longer. A lot of people would have saw a rejection up here, cut their trade, and possibly got out too early. We'll see what happens. CVD picking up. I'm hanging on for now, right? So this is basically trading light. You know, it's a simple tool. I don't really use it like constantly. I'm not watching this. I'm just looking for the levels where the buyers are gonna, where the sellers are gonna try to stop my long, or where the, where the sellers are gonna try to stop my long, or where the buyers are gonna try to stop my short. Okay, now let's get into the other stuff. So one thing I want to bring up, I'm going to go over EXOCHARTs. If you guys have more in-depth questions about EXOCHARTs, you can literally go on there and they have documentation pretty much explaining everything. All the different types of candles, you know, you basically, it has a search bar and you go into it and you could understand how everything works. So look into that. If I don't answer your questions, your answers are probably here. So let's get into it. Okay. So what we have here is the TPO chart. The TPO chart stands for time, price, opportunity. Take these candles away for a minute. Okay. So what you're looking at right here is each one of these boxes represent a half an hour of time. The gray boxes, like I was explaining to you guys before, this is the value area, right? This is where it's not the best area to take trades. Obviously, you could take plays in here. You could take scalps. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you want to buy in these blue areas, right? You want to sell in these blue areas. This is where price pushed up quickly, wasn't able to stay there, and rejected, right? On the right, this is the volume profile, the same thing that you've seen on TradingView. The TPO is, I think the TPO is superior because the TPO shows you, you know, what's the definition of a rejection, right? You can have volume and price get rejected quickly. I mean, I'm sorry, you could have volume and price not get rejected quickly. You know, you can move on low volume. But if price isn't able to stay in an area for at least a half an hour, that's a rejection, right? That means that it moved too quickly and it couldn't stay there. So these gray boxes at the bottom, you can see the letters BT, and at the top ST. Those are called buy tails and sell tails, right? So yesterday, Asia opened, and there was a buy tail right from the open. They bought it up. Price tried to retrace to the lows for the day before. Let me show you with the candles. So price tried to retrace down here to the lows again and was immediately bought up. These are amazing places to attempt trades, right? You have a clear invalidation of your trade right here. You could put a stop like $100 away. You know, same thing at the top. So yesterday we tried to keep pushing. Asia opened, wasn't able to hold above this area for at least a half an hour, and that was an amazing sell. Overnight, bounced during London, and played back up to the top. What you're seeing right here on the right, this is the book. This is the actual what's buyers and sellers are in the book right now. So you can see sellers are heavier higher. Buyers are, kind of lacking here, but what you see is usually as price moves down, buyers get heavier. But, I don't really look at this on here, but it's just nice to see, where they're gonna come in. You know, you can see this line here sticking out that sellers are kind of dominating up here, but it's not, you know, a reason to just cut your trade here because you could just blow through them. So again, value area. Let me show you guys what we got here. So right now, pretty much trading mostly between here and here. What I want to see is price. You see this gray area and how we're pretty much been trading in value for the last 4 days. I want to see these gray boxes start moving up because that means we have momentum and we're likely to go higher. If this area stays like this, I'll probably cut my long and look to buy lower, right? So these things are amazing. I just want to show you guys the type of trades that you would catch if you use these buy and sell tails, right? I gotta stop saying right. I say that shit too much, right? Right? So check this out, B. So we had the value area moved up here, but you see all of these gray boxes. This is this price swiftly moving through this area. No contention. No sellers were on the book. It was just all buyers, just one-sided move up. Usually when that happens, that's called something called a failed auction. A failed auction means price is usually going to go back to that area so we can fix that. So sellers can have their opportunity to sell that they didn't get before. Because they still wanted to sell, they just weren't ready for it. So if you see this gray box at the top, we were only able to stay 42.6 to 42.640. A half an hour up there. That's all we could get. And it was down from there. Asia open. 42. Weren't able to get any higher. Another one. Add to your short. Boom. So that's pretty much how this works, right? Here would have been a long right here. Boom. So this chart is amazing. Some of you guys may see so for the new people, I am not a trading service, right? I'm not gonna. You're not supposed to just copy trade everything I do. I'm trying to show you guys how to do this shit. So, basically, when we're trading in balance like this between these two areas, you wanna, basically what I do is I set alerts on TradingView at these levels, and I don't really trade. Sometimes if I wake up and we're in the middle. Okay, if we break above VWAP, I'll attempt a long, right? Obviously, I'm looking at order flow while I'm doing it, but I don't scalp like 20 trades a day. That's not how I trade. Probably like 3 to 5 trades a day, depending. But I try to catch the big ones, right? So if you look at this candle here, this little break outside the value area would have been a lovely long up to here. Break below value here, if you would have caught this, So on the weekend, break above value here, this little area, you would have got a nice short. So that's how I try to play it. Another thing, like I was showing you guys the points of control before, these are the naked points of control, right? These are areas where when I'm in a trade, I'm looking to see what happens when price hits this area, okay? So look, now we're going, and so I'm watching this level, right? 39.6. because that was a problem area before. Above 39.6, 4,200, and like 43.50. This is what I'm looking at as we make progress higher. If you look lower, right, when we bounced here, when we started to dump, you could see these three red lines here. That's where the bounce occurred. That's where orders were stacked up previously from business that was done weeks ago. This is what the pros are looking at. This is how they trade. Trust me. So, you know, zooming out, this is going a little slow for some reason, but give it some time. But if you look below, once this loads up, this is a whole lot of information, like, for the computer to be loading up, so it takes a little second. But as I was telling you guys before, when you looked at the trading view profile, you see these little red lines here? You don't have any below here. You have these lows, and then you have this. And that's why the book was stacked up where I showed you on the trading light. So I promise I'm going to go through your questions, guys, in a minute. But I just want to like fully just blast through everything, and then we'll answer some questions. So this is another thing I look at, right? My funding rates, my open interest. This is Coinalyze. You know, negative funding here. Nice move. Negative funding doesn't always lead to a good trade, but a lot of times it does. Extended negative, you know, flat funding here. This move was, you know, news-based executive order, so you're not really going to see that from funding. Extended negative funding here. Nice long from 38.2 to 40. Had some negative funding here and moving up a bit, right? So this is another thing I look at daily. I look at this. I look at open interest. I look at liquidations. Open interest pretty flat. Liquidations pretty flat. Liquidations being pretty flat means that we probably can push a little bit higher because we haven't hit any seller stops yet. So that's another thing. And then this is probably the other important thing, right? So as you can see here, all of this blue means positive delta. This means buyers are dominating these levels. As we move higher, buyers are dominating. Sellers are dominating up here. This turns blue. We're just going to keep moving higher. Now break down below 39. You can see this is where the sellers were getting heavy because they were trying to push us below this point of control and VWAP, right? So when it looks like this is a good trade. One thing I got to say, you know, you zoom out, you look at the profile, and this is how I look at, okay, is this going to last or is it just going to get rejected? If you look back here on March 6th, see all of the positive delta at the highs, and then we made the move, right? You look back here, dominating positive delta at these lows when we were at 37.5, 36. Huge move higher. Buyers dominated the whole way up. Buyers dominated this whole day. And eventually they couldn't push anymore. And then you see the sellers come in, right? As I was telling you guys before, this is what a bottom looks like. Sorry. This is a nice bottom. This is a nice bottom. So what we have now looks a little different, but if it trends, if it makes a move up, then this is gonna look like a decent bottom in the end, right? These lows are kind of poor, but you know, it's a decent amount of volume today, and where buyers are dominating, so I'm holding on for now. So that's it. What else did I want to touch on? So just kind of wanted to go into how you look at order flow really quickly. You know, looking at some recent lows. So what you want to see is when you're taking a trade, these are half-hour candles, is when sellers are trying to push us down, you want to see at the bottom that the sellers pretty much give up, right? This is called an imbalance right here. So this is an imbalance. Sellers only 58K at the bottom, and you know, they gave up. This might have been a push-up candle, but this is a good definition. This one right here. You know, this shows you, you know, sellers coming in heavy. You see the sell side is dominating the buy side, but get to the lows and they die out. And there were actually no buyers. You see that? 0 buyers at this level. And then, you know, this candle probably closed, and then it was just buyers from then on. This is how you look at order flow. You want to see basically buy imbalances at the bottom and sell imbalances at the top. It's not always the case, but usually, like, these are half-hour candles, so I don't really use time-based candles. I use something called range candles. Show you guys what this looks like. So these are range candles. They basically remove all the noise and kind of, you know, they only print the candle based on price movement, not based off of time. So price moves 400 ticks, it prints a candle. So if you look at these lows last night, Jesus. Okay. So there was literally 0 buyers down here at 38.1, and price still immediately bounced back, and you see the buyers start to come in higher, right? Oh, that's why I'm on a ridiculously low tick setting. Much better. Okay. So you can see down here, if we zoom in, like pretty much no buyers, but not many sellers either. 0 buyers down here, and then you start to see the buyers come in, right? And they get heavy, and then they start dominating. All imbalances here, dominating the sellers, basically no sellers here. Ton of sellers here, but price not going down. These are the type of things you look at when you're watching order flow. So that's that. And then we could get into some questions. Probably do like 20 minutes of questions, and then I'm going to cut it. All right, let's see what we got. Just want to, give a shout out to everybody, man. This is awesome. Like, when I started doing these streams, I think it was like 5 to 10 of us max. You guys know who you are. Shout out to the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Those is my peoples. But welcome to the new folks. I'm glad you're here. You know, we're gonna make some money together this year for sure. So thank you, Tariq. Thank you so much, man. I really, this is how we do it. This is how we used to do it when I was working for the big bank. Like, this is the stuff that you look at. So let's see what we got. Look at the zeros at the bottom. Word. The zeros at the bottom is a go signal. It's like, bink. You just hit the buy without even, just close your eyes and just go like this. Figure it out later, right? All right. So, any questions about what you've seen so far? Thanks, Bud. What indicator is that? You got to be more specific. I looked at so many things already. Please zoom in a bit on your chart. Sorry, man. I don't know. I'll go back through that. You guys just stick around and you'll start to pick this stuff up. The reason why I'm doing this is so I don't have to explain it every time, and instead of having a hour and a half, 2-hour stream, we could do it in an hour and go over alts at the same time. Limitless, the red dotted lines are points of control, either naked points of control or daily points of control. Why don't you just use the trading view tools? Oh, you're probably referring to my my little drawing tool. Yeah, that thing is shit. I didn't use the trading view tools because I already have my levels drawn out and I didn't want to mess them up while I was drawing all over it. It's kind of annoying when you draw with the trading view tools and then you have to, it messes up my other stuff that I actually use for trading. I'll go back here. If you guys want to see my levels, these are my levels. These are my Bitcoin levels. This is what I use. This is what I'm working with right now. These are my levels, and probably should put a level right here. So 42, above that, not much. 39, 1.5. 38, 2. Below here, basically like 37.2 to 37. 35.5. This is unnecessary. And then 34K. Those are my levels. So the whole thing that we were just going over is called EXOCHARTs. Sorry, I didn't even give EXOCHARTs a shout out. Shout out to EXOCHARTs. They got the best on the market. Amazing platform. FTX, Bybit, BitMEX, and I think OKEX. I don't know how you say it. But you can get data from each one of those exchanges. If you trade somewhere else, use Bybit, use FTX. It's amazing. I think it's like $35 a month, and you get access to everything that I just showed you. The LA hats, what's up? Yeah, man, I love Cali. I'm from New York, but I love Cali, man. Spent a lot of time there. San Diego, Santa Monica, Venice Beach. All right. Oh, and going back to the thing that we discussed in the beginning, this guy right here. Where is it? Did I close it? Oh. This is called AgriTrade. So AgriTrade is free. It's AGGR.trade. And it's amazing. It's free, and you can set it up however you guys want. I have mine set up like this. There's actually a person on Twitter called 52skew. It's my guy. This is his setup. This is what I use. And that song was lit in the beginning, right? I'm gonna throw some going away music on later. No, I don't trade volatility contracts on FTX. Deviation going under 37.2 to give. Nah, I don't see that. I think 37.2. I don't know. Maybe 37, which is where that wick is. A little bounce there. Take out some stops, but I'd be looking lower if 37.2 doesn't hold. All right. Promise to go over more alts next time. I need to move this up so you guys aren't constantly looking at the bottom of my head. Okay. What else do we got? I use a weekly value very low on a daily basis. Depends on it's a balanced day. Obviously weekly VWAP, you're gonna move away from it at some point, hopefully. If you're just ranging, you could just be really close to it. Weekly VWAP shouldn't be something you make a decision off of daily. Daily VWAP, yes. If I wake up and price is above daily VWAP, I'm looking for a long. And reject above a value area high, I'm looking for a short. That's how I play it. If it's a balanced day, the one thing about VWAP that I have to explain to you guys, especially if you're in a different country, like if you're in Asia, when the VWAP starts, or when the point of control starts as the day starts, it's not a very good indicator of anything. It's developing. It's like a baby. It has to grow up, right? So when I wake up on New York side, it's already had, 10, 12 hours to find, a level. So don't always look at VWAP as like, breaks above VWAP, go. Because some days it's just sideways and you could get chopped up at VWAP too. Thanks, Mike. My man Mike is like my chat room moderator, man. Answering all the questions before I get to him. So EG, do I switch back and forth to the setup with the volume indicators? To be honest, man, I don't even really look at my TradingView chart. My TradingView chart is for like posting charts online. Everything that I do is pretty much from EXOCHARTs. That's pretty much how I do it. I also use something called trend reversal candles, and we can look at those really quick. So these are what I trade off for my scalps. These are called trend reversal candles. A candle only prints if price moves up and then reverses a certain amount of ticks. So right now I have this set to 210 ticks. So if it goes 210 ticks in one direction and then it ticks back 140 ticks in the other direction, it'll start to print a new candle. So, right now, so like for instance, on yesterday, broke below VWAP, broke below point of control, and then I just follow my trend reversal candles. I'm not sitting there watching every 5-minute candle print. I'm looking at the direction of price, and it made a little bounce and price went down. If price goes sideways, these don't move. Nothing happens. I don't even see one print. So just to show you, on the weekend when we go sideways, it's very short. You can see the session day is extremely short because nothing happened. We didn't go anywhere. So these only print when there's movement. So you see this sell tail up here. That would have been a trade. We just chopped sideways, broke through VWAP, right? Bounced here, broke through VWAP, and I just follow these, right? So down here, I didn't buy the lows. I bought right here at the bottom of this value area, which, trade seems like it's maybe dying out, but I may take a little profit and then see what happens later. Who knows? I'm going to look at the market when I get off with you guys. But this is the value area. So we're having trouble breaking out of the value area, but the value area is getting bigger, which is usually a good sign, right? Breaking below VWAP, breaking below this, that would not be good. But still kind of chopping it up in here, right? And just because this is coming down doesn't mean that the next one won't go up. So this is what I use on a daily basis when I'm like playing my scalps and everything. The VWAP I use on TradingView is the standard VWAP from TradingView, and I also use a anchored VWAP, which is also by TradingView, and I have that set to weekly. So that was the green one that you saw before. To get better in your trading, you should get into EXOCHARTs. Not necessarily, man. Some people just support and resistance lines work. You know what I mean? Like, my man SZ is the master of the levels. He uses the levels and he makes amazing trades. I'm sure he uses some other stuff that you guys don't see though. It's up to you, man. This works for me because I can read this. It's like looking at a map, bro. It's like I see this like I'm in the Matrix. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to the point where you can, where you could say to yourself, damn, we're just ranging in the value area. I'm not buying this. You know what I mean? Like on the weekend, you guys would probably be like, oh man, Bank's not a trader. He's not even trading on the weekend. Like, what's the point of me? What is this? What is this going to do for me? I'd rather get out. You guys can see it's getting nice outside here in New York. I enjoy my weekends. As the weather gets nicer, COVID is over, the weekends are going to be dead, folks. People are not going to be trading on the weekend. So I really suggest you guys get out and live some life, man. Life is short. Don't be glued to the screen. It's terrible for you. The current indicator, this isn't an indicator, but same thing like I was showing you. This is a TPO chart. Value area, outside of the value area high, value area low. Best trades, best buys are in the value area low. Best sells are in the value area high. Simple. Okay. Did I get... How many screens do I need? I actually only have 2 screens, bro. But I have one of those big curve ones. So I have a big curve one, and I have one that's horizontal on the side. So that's what I'm looking at right now when I'm talking to you guys. You could do it on one screen, split it, maybe. But for all you guys who trade on a laptop, you know, more power to you. I hate it. I do it if I see something that's like guaranteed to work, but I'd rather not. Yes, the tick size does matter. So right now I'm on 25 ticks. Let's take a look. Right, so this is what the tick size does. So right now, this is a daily chart. So I have it on 125 ticks. So I can see, it's pretty much for you guys to see the numbers. I don't really need to see the numbers, to be honest. I just need to see the colors and the levels, right? But if I put it down to a lower tick size, like this, that's what you get. If I go to a higher tick size, you get that, right? So it all depends on what you're looking at. If you're looking at like a 5-minute candle, you know, you would want a smaller tick size. If you're looking at a 4-hour candle, you want a bigger tick size. The level indicator on TradingView, it was the in silico one. I didn't show you guys that, but this is the in silico level indicator. It's called level LEL-EDC, right? There's your levels. Would it work lovely here? Not so much here because price retraced below it, but price retraced to it here. It's basically a visual tool. I don't use it too much, but you know, here on a 1 hour, you would have caught this long. You would have caught this short at the top. I use it mostly for scalping, but doesn't always work, you know. Would have been a lovely short here. Nice long here. But I think if you try to take a trade every time something pops up, you're gonna end up losing money. But it is it's great. I prefer it on like a half-hour chart. Does a great job. Short, long. So that's levels. How do you get the volume chart? It's called volume session. The one on the right is called session volume VPSV, right? Volume profile session volume. And then there's VP VR, which is volume profile visible range, right? It looks like this. VPSV, VPVR. Here's my tick settings. 20 ticks, value area 70, extend point of control. Pretty simple. It's not gonna look like this when you upload it. It's gonna have funky colors. I just changed it so it looks solid because it's like this ridiculous bright yellow and blue color and it looks terrible. All right. I appreciate all you guys, man. You guys are awesome. I do this for you guys. Like, I don't gotta do this. I could be sitting here and blasting my music, trading, making money on my own, but that's boring. All right. So, yeah. Everybody has different styles, man. You know, some people use RSI divergence. Some people use MACD indicators. Like, I have just found that this is the best way for me to do it. The easiest way. It saves me from getting chopped up. It saves me from bad entries. It saves me. It's like when it comes to trading, right? When it comes to trading, patience is the key, right? And it helps me be patient. It helps me take my time. You know, like if I wake up and price is in a bad spot, I don't want it. I will not buy it. If it's sitting right around the point of control, and I just, until my indicators go beep, there's no trade for me. So that's why I do it. That's why I love it. You buy things when they're on sale, and you sell them when they get expensive. And this is the roadmap for that. Blue, expensive. Blue, cheap. Right? Yo, you the man. Amen, Teeter. Glenn L, you the man. Charlie, legend. You a legend. John M, you have a question. The TPO charts on TradingView are trash. Don't do it. That's my recommendation. I don't know. I haven't found a good one. Not better than this. Not with a built-in DOM, buy tails, sell tails, trend reversal candles, range bars. This thing has everything, man. And then I didn't even show you guys some of the options. Like, you want to look at net shorts. You want to see net shorts on your exchange. You want to see net longs on your exchange. You want to see open interest on your exchange. You want to see the delta for each half-hour candle. You want to see how many people are getting wrecked. Like, look, see these, like, you can see, this is called wrecked. You see all these red dots here? Those are people getting liquidated. That's people getting liquidated right there. Now, these are shorts getting liquidated. Shorts getting liquidated up here. There's so many tools in this thing, bro, and it's $30. It's like twice the price of a TradingView subscription. It's like, why would you not use it? In my opinion, I haven't found anything that compares to it. That's just that. All right, enough alpha, right? All right, guys. Woo! That was a good one. I feel good. I'm about to take a walk around the neighborhood with my dog. Excited. Felt like I just educated the masses. Show this to your friends and all your other friends and tell them about me, man. I love this shit. I love doing it. It's like I got the fire in my belly, man. Like, this is it. I can never imagine being in corporate America again, having a quarterly review with my boss. Like, oh, yeah, boss, I'll try harder next time. Like, none of that ever again. Be a master of your own destiny. All right. So, yo, thanks again. You guys are the best. Homies, keep it real. Enjoy your day. Have a good dinner. Kiss your babies. Kiss your girlfriend. Get some sunshine. Enjoy life. If it's snowing where you are, make a snowman. Do something. Alright? Don't get stuck on these charts. They only move every once in a while. That's one thing I can get out of this trading style is your trades will be so much less risky. It takes a lot of the risk out of what you're doing because you avoid the chop area. So it allows you to get off the desk more. And I think getting off the desk is super god darn important. All right. So, guys, I'm about to go check my trades, see what is going on with this market. I appreciate you. Thank you. You the best. I'm going to leave you with some tunes to jam out to. You might want to hold it for like a couple seconds. I'll see you guys on Friday, all right? Peace.